What's up? What's up? Welcome to another market recap. Today is September 29th, 2025. So, no trades for me last night. Main kind of two trades I was looking for was this Euro Pound and Pound Aussie. Euro Pound, it did present an entry for like a standard kind of 2-to-1 position sizing. Technically, it gave entries right on market rollover. So there's potential to get into this somewhere around this section, as well as it had this kind of secondary pullback. And there was an ability to get in on a break of that pullback as well. So I was not able to take this trade, or more likely, really, I chose not to take this trade due to the fact that I couldn't really risk what I'd like to risk per trade. Currently, I risk 3% per trade. I think the max risk I could get on this trade with a 2-to-1 position sizing was a little over 1%. So for me, it just wasn't worth the time and effort to really take it. But clean setup, played out, nice trade. You could have position sized this even as a 4-to-1 on the bounce. Granted, that was only at market rollovers, so likely there wasn't really an entry for 4-to-1 kind of position on this, but the 2-to-1 did play out. And then I also had Pound Aussie on watch, and I had this position as a 4-to-1. I ran into a similar issue with margin on this due to the kind of tight position on a pound pair. For whatever reason, pound pair leverage sucks in the US. That's where I live. So I was in a similar boat with only being able to risk a little over 1% on this trade as well. Given it was a 4-to-1 position and not a 2-to-1, I was still entertaining taking it, even though it was only going to be a low amount of risk. But on the double top here on the 10-minute time frame, you can also kind of see it on your 1 hour. It had already kind of a pullback right at market rollover, not really too value enough, not a bounce off the 200 EMA to be able to take the trade. By the time it did pull back and bounce off of that EMA, it had formed this kind of double top in the 10 minutes. So due to the double top, I wrote it off. So you still could have taken it and likely would have played out for maybe 3R, a little bit less. So then Pound Swiss never really pulled back except for right at market rollover. So spreads are ridiculous at this point. This is also kind of a tight position, so wasn't able to get into this trade. And then Pound Singapore, it never really pulled back. So cool. That was my session. I'm gonna go build a watch list for the upcoming session, and I'll catch you guys here in a minute. All right, and we're back. I've got 3 groups. A yen group, a Swiss group, and an Aussie group. The main trade I'm looking for this session is this Swiss yen. Kind of been watching this pair for a while in development and finally got a breakdown on it yesterday in this previous session. So nice kind of strong wave 1 breakdown, looking for a wave 2 pullback, and then playing wave 3. So this is a 1 hour CBO. It has a slight break on the 4 hours, so technically it'd be like a 4-hour IBO. I'd prefer a deeper kind of break to roughly, halfway and then a pullback, but still is classified as an IBO on the 4-hour. Daily time frame, you have a nice kind of, bearish engulfing candle off all-time highs. So there's no real, if you swap this to a weekly or a monthly, there's no price action at this level in the past. So it's due for a retracement. So daily looks good, 4-hour looks good, 1 hour looks good. I don't super love this kind of pullback right here, but I mean, it really wasn't any kind of value. And yeah, so I have this position size as a 4-to-1. I'm looking for a deeper pullback to between 0.3 to 0.5 fib, basically to the 10-minute 50, and then looking to probably take this on a bounce off of that 10-minute 200 rather, a purple line. Yeah, looking to take a bounce off that 10-minute 200. So Of all the options I have here, I think this is probably the nicest setup for tonight's session. Yeah, I like it. I think it's worth a shot. The secondary primary I have is this Singapore yen. I think it's good, but I don't think it's as good as Swiss yen. And then position sizing is a little funky on it. So you do have this like clear kind of breakdown, but it's not forming a lower high like we have on Swiss yen. Like Swiss yen, we have a lower high on both the 4 hour and the 1 hour. On Singapore yen, you have this lower low technically on like a 1 hour, but your 4 hour hasn't really broken this low right here. So it's not the best, but it is technically has broken the 50 EMA on the 4 hour. So this is a 4 hour IBO. This is a 1 hour CBO, and likely will be a 10-minute ACB. The problem is for it to be an ACB, it kind of has to bounce off of this 10-minute 50. I mean, it can, you treat EMAs kind of as like rubber bands, so it can push past it a little bit and then quickly, it can have like a false breakout and then quickly retrace back below. That's fine. But preferably, I'd like this 200 to be a little higher, right? So, because I am trying to position 4 to 1 now, like this 4 to 1 position sizing usually is taken around 0.5 fib, but 0.5 fib puts it well beyond that 10-minute 50. So I don't know. But if I switch this to like a 2 to 1 position sizing, I don't have an issue taking this trade at 2 to 1 position, right? I can take it a little bit below 0.382. I can take it kind of off a balance of that 200 EMA, still get a 1 to 1 to the lows and a 2 to 1 to S1. So I'll be watching this one for both either 2 to 1 or 4 to 1 position sizing. But again, the primary for me is the Swiss yen. And then I have these other yens kind of flagged. Euro yen is the pair I've been watching as well as with Swiss yen. Euro yen also had a nice breakdown, but it already had its retracement in the middle of the day, which is a little annoying. I've been watching this trade for weeks, and unfortunately already kind of had the retracement we were looking to play. I really wasn't around to look at this. So, but had a nice kind of breakdown and a full pullback to pretty much an ACB under 10 minute to the 200 EMA, a bounce off of that, and then a follow through. This is primarily the move I was looking to play, was this bounce and follow through. I think it still has potential just because of the daily and 4 hour time frames still have tons of room to move to like your daily 50, 4 hour 200. So I'll keep watching it and see how things develop on it. But Swiss yen is a cleaner trade. Dollar yen. This is kind of a counter bias to the other yens, but I think it more so plays into dollar strength that you see. You have, on your 4 hour time frame, it's still bullish, right? Like it's still making higher highs and higher lows. It kind of has this like advanced continuation bouncing off the 4 hour 50. And it has this ACB on your 1 hour time frame bouncing off of the 1 hour 200, right? So there is a potential to like take this trade long, as well as your daily time frame has this break and look like it's coming back to retest this previous resistance, now support on your 4 hour, 1 hour time frames. So this is like the rest of these I'm playing yen strength. This would be playing yen weakness. So it is just a little bit of a counter bias. I likely probably won't take this trade, but I just left it in here to see what happens. And then CAD yen is like a wave 3 CBO. It's also kind of a CBO on your 4 hour. The levels don't really line up for it to be an ACB on the 10 minute. Like you technically need a decent sized pullback, which is going to break the EMAs on the 10 minute, which I don't love. I think it's an option. But also it hasn't really made new lower lows. So it's like B tier, like B negative or so. If there wasn't anything else for tonight, I think it's an option, but there's nicer trades with Singapore yen or Swiss yen, right? But still have essentially kind of a double bottom here in your 1 hour and your 4 hour. No real trend change yet, but it's an option. Aussie Swiss. Looks all right, right? You have this kind of double bottom here on your 1 hour, 4 hour, a nice kind of wave 1 push, coming back for a retest, play like a wave 3 CBO, but it's also kind of a CBO on your 4 hour time frame. It will probably line up to be an all right ACB on your 10-minute, but the position size is kind of tight at like 8 pips for a 2-to-1. So I would not be able to position this 4-to-1. I put it at a 4-pip position and it's just way too tight. But even at an 8-pip position, it's probably too tight. I think my spread on this is like 2 pips. Like right now it's sitting at 3, but we're only in the second hour of the session so far. So likely the spread will calm down a little bit more the next couple hours, but it's still, I don't anticipate me being able to take this trade, but it is a setup. Euro Swiss, also a setup, nice strong kind of wave 1 breakout, coming back for wave 2 to play wave 3 CBO. It's not the best when it comes to a 4 hour time frame. Like you're kind of already rejected the daily 54 hour 200. It kind of looks like you're almost rejected it again. And if it continues its pullback, the 4 hour will basically have rejected that 200 EMA twice, as well as you have this kind of level right here. If you draw it in, it's respecting here on your 4 hour, as well as it's respected it in the past here and here and here. So it's an interesting setup. Again, it's not the best, but it is an option, right? Like if you delete that horizontal line, like you get a decent sized pullback here. It's lining up right now to be an ACB, like wave 1, tiny little pullback, continuation down, bounce off the 200, and then trade. So, but this is also 5 pips at a 4-to-1 position, so I probably can't take it. But as a 2-to-1 position sizing, it's possible. But again, it's kind of like a B tier trade. So, but an option. And then I have Aussie dollar. This is a 1 hour ACB, right? Like it's a wave on your 4 hour time frame. It's a wave 1 break, wave 2 pullback, wave 3, playing wave 4, and then a wave 5 follow through. Right, so it's a CBO on your 4 hour, an ACB on your 1 hour. It's not really anything on your 10-minute. Likely would be like an ABO. So it's an option. I don't love the daily time frame. I don't love that it's kind of broke out and then bouncing off the daily 50. Like it almost looks like a continuation, like bullish style trade. So, but I'm gonna watch it, entertain it. It's more so than anything like a weekly setup. If I swap to my weekly time frame, you can see it. Like it looks like a nice CBO from a weekly, as well as you see the ACB here on your 1 hour. Daily time frame wise, weekly time frame don't really have a whole lot. Daily again seems kind of bullish. And then Euro Aussie. So looking at this as like a breakdown, retest, follow through, right? I don't love how the 4 hour EMAs are still somewhat respected here, not really a clean break, but I do like the daily time frame. Like I've been watching this pair for a while now. I have this kind of short bias on it, looking at this as a daily IBO. I already taken one shot at this trade, possibly. I think so. I think this is what I took on Friday. It was either this or EuroCAD. I can't remember. But still kind of same concept, right? So just paying attention, waiting for another potential entry. I think this could be one, but also it could not, right? It could just bounce off of this and continue. So again, it's not the best. It's again, B tier, B minus, but it's an option. And then development wise, still watching all the Kiwi pairs, still have yet to get breakouts on them. Right, I think this Kiwi dollar might be the closest to one, but not really a clean break here. as well as there's still a lot of dollar strength in the market, so I wouldn't really entertain taking this long at the moment. Aussie Kiwi, it broke this 1.618 fib level, kind of where I expected it to stop, but it didn't. And now the next real level is these previous all-time highs here on your daily time frame. Not all-time highs, but recent highs, right? Like this is back in 22, this is back in 2015. So we'll see, continue to watch this and see what happens. But right now it's just kind of flying. Kiwi Swiss, looking like it's getting close to a breakout here. I mean, it might play into this Swiss weakness that we're looking to trade. Right, Aussie Swiss, Euro Swiss, Swiss Yen, all kind of Swiss weakness plays. This Kiwi Swiss fits into that vibe. If these trades play out, then likely it's going to push Kiwi Swiss up. And then this will likely probably be like an IBO tomorrow, if not like midday. Euro Kiwi, still waiting for a breakdown. Again, like every day that goes by, this trade just gets nicer and nicer whenever it eventually does break down. Kiwi Yen, same thing. Pound Yen, same thing, just waiting for a breakdown. Kiwi CAD is also kind of getting close to a breakout upwards, it looks like. All right, it's looking like we might start to get some deceleration here. If we get a breakout upwards, again, line up to be an IBO midday or come tomorrow. CAD Swiss, I think I almost flagged this as a secondary pair, but I'm decided I'm just going to wait because it's really not a trade I'm going to take anyways. It's just too tight. Nice support here, right? Been respected multiple times. You have a break of the 1 hour 50 and kind of this tight consolidation now. It could continue from here. Like I'm hoping it continues from here and has a complete breakout and then becomes like a 1 hour CBO and then a 4 hour IBO. And then essentially if we get a good enough break, it'll pull back and be a 10-minute ACB. And this will be a really quality trade. So just waiting for a breakout though. So, but again, it kind of plays into this Swiss weakness bias that we've got kind of flagged over here, and we were just talking about on Kiwi Swiss as well as here now on CAD Swiss. So if these Swiss trades tonight play out, then it's likely going to push this CAD Swiss as well, and then be a setup come tomorrow. Dollar CAD I have on watch. I think you could almost flag this as a setup for tonight, kind of an IBO. It's more of a shallow trade, so I'm not super interested in this. I don't love this kind of like lazy price action. I prefer just a strong break and then a pullback and a follow through. But I think there is potential this does pull back to like your 4 hour 50, 1 hour 200. Daily time frame wise, it's decent support as well. And it essentially lines up to be like a CBO on your daily time frame. So dollar Singapore, similar vibes to dollar CAD. From a weekly time frame wise, this is a better setup long. There could be a day trade short, but I'm more so looking at this from a 4 hour kind of swing trade. You have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. This is now like your wave 4 pullback. I'm looking for a deeper kind of retracement here. Essentially like a 4 hour CBO, daily IBO, and then a 1 hour ACB if we get a bounce off of that 1 hour 200. So just got an alert set at that 1 hour 200 area. Actually going to adjust it a little bit and see what happens. Pound ZAR, still just kind of waiting for a breakout upwards on it. Euro dollar, this is also a swing trade, like a 4 hour CBO, 1 hour ACB, but the daily time frame doesn't really line up to be an IBO. So what I don't love about this is kind of bouncing off of that daily 50. So it's not the best. Weekly time frame wise, you do have price holding this level pretty well. So it's looking like we could have a retracement here. And there's plenty of room to move to like the weekly 50 as well as these previous highs. So I do see the short bias for sure on this. It technically kind of had an entry today It's not something I took, but it was an option. Dollar Swiss was again an option. I think this is another swing trade type of vibe. It's not really great breaks of your EMAs here, but has wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. It's like a wave 4 CBO, wave 5 CBO rather on your 4-hour. Problem is, it's not really, again, similar to Euro Dollar, doesn't have a great break of the daily 50. It doesn't even have a break of the daily 50. It looks like it's rejecting it. But the 1 hour is nice. Looks like a kind of a clean ACB on your 1 hour. Your 4 hours all right. Just your daily kind of sucks. But this overall level that it's been holding support-wise is also pretty nice. So interesting. And then Euro CAD. Just watching to see if we get a complete breakdown here. It looks like, you know, we're starting to break down and then kind of decelerated. Just kind of moving sideways at the moment. I don't really want to take this short now. It's not really broken any levels yet. But if price tonight will push below these levels, and then we can come back and get a retest, so a 1 hour CBO, that'd be a 4 hour IBO at that point, and then likely be an ACB under 10 minute. I think it'll be a nice trade. Just waiting on a breakdown. And then Euro Pound, similar to Euro CAD. It did, I mean, we had this on watch yesterday, it had that IBO. The IBO played out, but then it kind of broke back up. So waiting to see what happens here. It is hitting at these levels, almost kind of like a head and shoulders pattern here. So if we get a continuation, break back below all these, it could be a nice CBO whenever that occurs. Anyways, that's all I've got, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. See you.